All right, everybody. Not despair. We have
And try again.
trying this again. I've been Margaret Ann. I've been your host here for the start, but we are turning it over now to our next host, RPG Chick, who is fantastic. So
Aw, no,
please,
you.
no, you. Ha! I get the last word. Bye, everybody. See y'all later.
Hi, all. I am the RPG Chick, and I will be with you for this run and for the next run coming up afterwards. How y'all doing out there this morning? Thank you so much for the support you've already given us. We do have a $75 donation that came in during that break from Lettle. No comment, but thank you so much for your generosity. Y'all are awesome, and it's only the first day. Heck yeah. But without further ado, we have the awesome Norimaki doing Record of Lodoss War, Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth, and I will let him take it away.
Hello, everyone. Yes, my name is Norimaki SR, or for the Japanese restream, Norimaki SR Uemas. I am here to run Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth, and if you're wondering, is it that Deedlit? Yeah, it's that Deedlit from Record of Lodoss War. This game was created as kind of like an homage to an upcoming book, or it may have come out. I'm not really sure on my timelines in that, but it is based on those characters. It's a kind of a completely new story, so we're not following the anime that was like from way back when, but an upcoming new story that has come out for that. And yeah, if you're gonna, as we get into the gameplay, you're probably gonna recognize a lot of like interesting elements. The engine this is built in. First of all, Ladybug Software, who does Toho Lunar Nights as an example. But this particular one is basically kind of like a Symphony of the Night Maker kind of software engine, basically. So you'll see a lot of similarities to things like Alucard and all that good stuff. But that's enough intro for the game. RPGC, if you are ready, we can go ahead and get this run going, I think.
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to go ahead and start this run in 3, 2, 1, go. So this just kind of starts out very interesting. I don't know if anyone has wanted to, or has played this or was interested in playing it, but I'm going to keep the story somewhat kind of like quiet, I guess. Kind of just talk more about like what's going on here. So we're going to be waking up in a very beautiful environment. And of course we are Miss Lady Deedlit, the wonderful, wonderful wood elf. And she's kind of curious as to what's going on. As you're going to notice, we're going to be doing a lot of backdashing. So unfortunately, we don't have a shield like Alucard would in Symphony of the Night. So, we aren't exactly going to do the exact same movement tech, but, in the beginning, you got to start with something that's a little bit faster than just walking. So we're going to start out with grabbing this little sylph here to kind of help us out here. And that gives us a little bit more control over the air. And now we're going to start just damage boosting through things, trying not to die. Unfortunately, we are kind of mean to little Miss Deedlit here, but she'll be okay. There's her boyfriend.
How bad could it be?
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's a resilient, tough woman, right? Very independent. She can totally take it. And we'll try not to overdo it. My biggest worry in this game is taking certain deaths that can happen, and I'd really like to not have that happen. Some of them can be more costly than others. But I'm also doing it for a reason, like I'm kind of keeping count of like enemy kills at this moment. Oh, good. We got the frame perfect one. What I just did there was I picked up a spot on the map, but like not long enough to let the enemy respawn on the previous screen. So it saves a little bit of time because then I don't have to worry about trying to deal with that enemy again. But I'm trying to also like I said, trying to count out my enemy kills. Wow, I am down a lot of weapons. That's good, actually. Easier menuing. Because there is a specific weapon drop that I'll be looking for later in the game, and based on the number of kills that I do, that will determine that dropping right then and there. So it's like we're kind of manipulating a drop table, more or less. well, we got that. That's fine. Also, they've got these nice little bits of meat here to help us build up these levels. I didn't really talk about the levels yet because we hadn't really had a moment to do so. But you'll notice we have 2 different level gauges. There's level 1 and level 2. And depending on which aspect we're in, whether it be air or fire, we can start building up levels based on the opposite color of what we're hitting with. And speaking of that, you'll see here very shortly that this game kind of follows a model of an old shmup called Ikaruga, where we actually are able to like deal with certain things or get through certain things based on what color aspect we're in. So there's a little bit of that additional mechanic, and that'll be showcased right here in this room. So depending on the color, will let me pass, and if I'm the wrong color, I'll take damage. So it's just basically, you have to kind of keep that in mind too. There's another piece of that too, where monsters or enemies or bosses that we be dealing with have specific weaknesses around those particular aspect. The vast majority of them, however, will be in the blue aspect. So we'll be spending a lot of time there. However, our movement is better done in red. So it's like a little back and forth and trying to really determine exactly which way you want to go here. I don't know why I just damage boosted through that particular guy, but we should still be okay. This one I definitely wanted to. Oh, so if you didn't notice, arrows are a little more OP than they probably should be. Being able to pass through stone walls, like, no problem. And it saves some time trying to do the intended mechanic of trying to open up those particular doors. So it's really fun to do that. All right, my worst room. Add chicken. We don't like chicken. Those guys hit me, I turn into stone, and it's not fun. And one thing I'll talk about, you probably noticed that the game just froze there a little bit. This is a problem with the current patch of the game, which I run on. Most of the top tier runners will down patch it because whatever happened with the last patch, it added in that little inconsistency with like doing certain screen transitions, and can just slow things down overall. Probably costs a good few seconds otherwise, you know, if you're dealing with it. So it's worth probably running a down patch on it. But we made it to our first boss, Mr. Abram the Blue here. And hopefully I will do this fight right and not soft lock the game, because that would just be terrible if I soft locked. Yeah, I missed some damage there, but that's fine. Good kill. Oh, not terrible there. We just basically use the aspect back and forth. Once he gets to a specific spot there, he's going to determine basically what color he's going to spout out there. And we just kind of change it right at the last second to keep from taking any damage there and be able to just keep the DPS up. So far, pretty clean. Little trick there to save just a smidge of time. And again, overpowered arrows popping through stone. No big deal. RPG, see, I'm going to ask a favor of you, actually.
Yes.
After we did the quick troubleshooting and I had to do that, I forgot to pull anything up. So if you see any questions about this game or the run that come up in chat, could you relay them to me?
I definitely can do that for you.
I was just thinking about it. It's like, I forgot to get the chat back up for this. So it's like...
Well, I will say right now there's a lot of talk about Ikaruga. I can't words.
Ikaruga.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of good lucks directed your way.
Well, thanks for the good lucks, everyone. I will hopefully not botch this run up too much. I am not doing like the most optimal stuff, but it's because I prefer to keep my hands like in functional order. This game has some really slick movement. I'm not gonna lie, there's some really cool movement that goes on with this game, but it's also very brutal on hands. And at my age, I gotta take a little more caution with that. So I basically take this a little bit easier. It's kind of like show off the game, but not like world record strat kind of stuff. That's kind of where I'm at with this particular one, but I am enjoying it a lot. Oh yes, we sniped it. Let's go. Oh, and I don't need to stop to replenish any levels. So we're trying to keep up with Parn, who just keeps leaving us. And anyone familiar with the series knows who this young lady is. Okay, Sylph is trolling me a bit. That's a shame. Because I'm killing her on the wrong side of the room. I'd rather be on the other far side over there, but Pyrotess well, actually, it's more like the magic that I was using was trolling me by not actually connecting fully, and you can't launch it again until all of the orbs are gone, which is annoying. It happens, but what do you do? At any rate, these boss fights tend to go pretty quick because they're mainly scripted. There's not really any sort of RNG, which makes it at least a consistent experience. So you gotta love that, at least, where RNG isn't really your problem in a game. It's more of the just being able to execute on the patterns and keeping everything in the way it's supposed to go. Also, I can fly just by doing that. Technically shouldn't be able to do some of these things, but the reason I picked up that sword that I just did is so I can do this. This actually is a sequence break. I'm going to be picking up a few of these particular orbs here, which make my blue aspect a little bit more strong every time I pick one of those up. So we definitely want a few of those just to kind of be able to do some additional damage here. Oop, did not get my fall there. There we go.
While you're doing that, you mind if I read a few donations?
Yeah, feel free.
So we have a $30 donation from Keishura that says Papa Parn. And then we have a $100 anonymous donation with a comment that just says bad luck, Nori. And in parentheses, he'll know who it's from.
I know exactly who that's from, and I appreciate the bad luck. Whenever he wishes me bad luck in this, things go better. So I appreciate the bad luck. That's very appreciated. Thanks for helping out on an awesome cause, too, by the way. All right, so Jin and Ifrit here. Not that scary of a fight, but I have to be a little cautious with some things here. There we go. So what I'm basically doing is I'm getting myself kind of stuck in this wall, and Ifrit's going to sit there and try to hit me, but all he's doing is launching everything in there, and I can just smack on him. And the fact that I don't have to chase him down means that I also get to move forward very, very quickly. So that is an ideal fight. And there's the frame drop, so I'm still trying to figure out why that's happening, but it's okay. All right, you'll notice we're coming across Deedlit's companions, you know, here and there throughout this dungeon. They're not really helping us out, but they're giving us some advice and, you know, kind of a perspective, I guess, on things. But Deedlit's really confused as to exactly what's going on here anyway. Like, she's wondering, you know, one, why is Parn running away from her and not really speaking to her? It's always a bit of a problem. And also lava, no big deal. All right, so these warp systems are very important. We pick up certain ones on the way just to kind of make things faster. So we're just going to be coming back here really quick because we actually need to go back into the previous section. We got to do a bit of backtracking here. And the reason for it is for a weapon that you would think, well, it's just a weapon. How important could a weapon be that actually requires you to go all the way back this far for? Well, about that. It's worth it. It's very much worth it. It's a little bit faster than the knife that we have and obviously does more damage, and still allows us to get away with certain other skips and things that we're going to be trying to do throughout the run. So the Qatar is what we've just picked up. And now we're going to be all the way back. Unfortunately, this is the only way to do this, but
how dare you do things for the sake of speed?
I know, right? Oh, I did not snipe it. All right.
Well, while Nori is backtracking a little bit, just to let you know, we did have a few incentives that were met. So the incentive for Transistor, Chill on the Beach, was met. The incentive to kill Lord British in Ultima 2 was also met. And the incentive for Loom, learn lore and commit vandalism, was also met. But I will let you know that we do still have a little bit more immediate things that could use some love and attention. So we do have a run for Control coming up later today, and you can choose the costume choice. There is the astral dive suit, the asynchronous suit, janitor's assistant, golden suite suit, and tactical response. So none of those have been selected. So if you go into the bid wars and you would like to choose one of those, just let us know in the comments. But yeah, y'all have been super generous so far. So please, thank you and keep it up.
Excellent. So as I was talking about the movement being really slick in this, and again, I'm not even using the most optimal. You can just see just how fun this movement can be, right? I'm going to bounce off the skeleton and oops, got too close to his brother. Let's reset that room. There we go. Now I got to be a little bit careful because this room is scary. But this hovering is basically what's going to get me across this. Hopefully without dying. Good. I'm actually going to take that slow. You can actually shoot that through the wall and hit the switch there, but I've kind of got an old muscle memory, and I just found out about that last night. It's like, well, how dare I not do current up-to-date strats. All right, very carefully here. Staying on the top of the room. I always do this, and I don't know why I keep getting myself in trouble there, but that's fine. This boss is not... The boss coming up is not scary. We just had to backtrack to this to get that switch open so we could actually make it to the boss. And now that we've done that, we'll be able to... Oh, this room is scary. It's not that bad. Just don't be afraid, right? There we go. Actually don't need anything here. Just wanted to get a little bit help, but we keep running into Carla here. She keeps like basically puzzling us, I guess, in regards to like what's going on with this particular place. But anyone familiar with the anime knows Shooting Star. Shooting Star has a big weakness though, and it's basically Deedlit hovering in his face and stabbing him repeatedly. All this fire really just doesn't mean anything. And this is why we get the little blue orbs, because we're doing a lot more damage than we normally would without them. And that was an okay fight. I had some FPS drops. Again, I've had some performance issues with my computer that have kicked in unknown reasons, and it's driving me a little crazy, but we're doing okay. I haven't died from it, so. All right, on to stage 3. Overall, even though this game is kind of like a Metroidvania, it's pretty linear in the general scope. Like there's really one way to go to progress things. However, you can like backtrack for items that you might see or are very curious about exploring specific rooms or things like that. So it's got some open and freedom to it. And there's some really cool things to be found throughout this game if you want to really fully explore it. The good part is that because of the way that this game works, we are able to skip a lot of the content in the most part, at least the random stuff here. Go. All right. I got my favorite saying coming up. Deedlit is poisoned. 100% pretty much always going to get poisoned there. I don't really quite understand exactly what poison does in this game. As you can see, I'm not ticking health. I'm not really losing anything, so I'm not sure why it's there. That's why I'm not worried about getting it.
To make Deedlit look prettier.
I guess purple is a good color. Woohoo, okay. That was a little scary. I'd never seen the Zalbard move like that, so he threw me off, and it really caused some trouble there, but we're okay. All right, now we gotta get all the soul keys. That's what we're doing right now. Just kind of going through, picking up all these soul keys. I'm going to take this next room very cautiously because I've never been able to do the fast strat here. There is a better way to get past this bloody pedal, but I have no idea what it is. No, I'm just going to do that. It's not terribly slow, I guess. Just enough. All right, so far so good. Down, please. Thank you. Oof. That was rude of that harpy. Oh, speaking of rude harpies. Oh, there we go. Oh, come on, get up there. It's like before that plant decides it wants to become a real headache. more Ikaruga shenanigans here. You'd actually do that a lot faster. I'm just taking it very cautious for safety's sake, because a death in this run can be costly depending on which one it is. You know, there's all these safety points everywhere. It's like in the upcoming parts here, we're going to be skipping a lot of those save rooms, and they can cost literal minutes, because it would put me back before boss fights, and I'm going to route in like an additional safety save just for the sake of it. But for now, we're just going to continue to get some soul keys here, and then you'll notice as Medusa's disappears, because Carla is now giving Pirates a nifty weapon for her wishes and dreams. She's already like boosted something off of us before, so now this other piece, we're wondering what she's really up to, but I'm sure maybe we'll find out eventually. Question mark. Okay. Just getting up to level 3 here, and we are going to get ready for our next boss here. Speaking of Carla, that's who we'll be facing. Carla's pretty easy. She doesn't really pose a threat as long as you can keep the DPS going on her. Oh my gosh, I accidentally backdashed there. Okay, good. All of those hit still. Still a little bit of a slower kill, but it's fine. Now she's going to call on another person from Deedlit's past to help out. And we've got nice Flouse here. Not getting a lot of damage on her, and that's scary. Let's take this a little safer. There we go. Okay, not bad. So that's basically Flouse. She just blocks a lot, and that's kind of the annoying bit. Like, you do a lot of damage and fire aspect on her, but it just takes a long time because she spends the majority of the time actually just blocking all your attacks. A haul of zombies here. Again, poison, that's random on this one. Doesn't always happen going through here, but can. No big deal. It's a little off position there. Let's go. Now this little dive thing that I'm doing is only about half of the optimal movement. The other half of it would include basically adding a backdash at the end of it. But again, I just like my hands too much. It hurts to try to get that movement in there. It really does look slick whenever you're able to pull it off. But at the same time, it has that potential of like costing you time because you don't get the turnaround. And instead of like backdashing forward, you backdash backwards, and it adds up over time. I'm not saying that this is a terrible way of dealing with it, but I always forget new muscle memory here.
Yeah, with speedruns like this, it's definitely important to protect those hands.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, in my age especially, like I'm up there. I am up there in age, so I don't have the nimble fingers of the youngins like I used to.
I don't think I ever had the nimble fingers of the youngins.
All right, we're almost done collecting soul keys here. We'll be able to actually kind of get through the rest of the stage here and be a little cautious. But this is like, remember when I mentioned earlier about like keeping count of my monster kills? This is where that's about to pay off. So we got these shades. There's a lot of them, and that's why it's important that we get things to kind of like here. So on the 80th kill, basically is what I'm looking for. The 80th overall kill by Deedlit is going to give us a drop from these guys, and these guys only, called the Dark Bow. And the Dark Bow is extremely good weapon. So that's why we want to manipulate this particular one. It's usable on a fight. I don't tend to use it in that particular fight, but I do use it for one later in the game. And it just makes all the difference. It's really good. Slowest elevator in the world. Okay, careful here. Okay, so one of these dark shades here should be dropping my bow any second. There it is. We're going to go ahead and equip that now, so I don't forget. Oops, that was too aggressive. Too aggressive. Fine. Oh no, I need to be in blue. It's fine. Just won't get the initial hit on her, but that's okay. It's basically the same script with Carla here. She's going to do the same old tricks. Maybe a slightly different one, but she's not going to last long enough for us to see it all. Pretty easy, but then she calls in this particular boss. And I'm just going to go crazy with magic. And technically, you can use the dark bow here. And the dark bow will do significant damage on this particular boss. I just don't tend to throw it in because it's like hard to keep the angle. I thank you. That was really scary. Almost got comboed. But now Carla's going to be leaving us. We probably won't see much of her again at this point. And we're going to move on to stage 4. This is where the run gets a little scary. Things can happen very quickly and very bad. I mean, you'll notice we're not exactly doing anything to increase our HP, like no defensive stuff here. I'm going to take this save, which is not part of the route normally, just for safety, because this hallway, on a whim, can just decide it wants to completely murder me. And I'd rather not have to go through the Flouse fight and all of that again. I could avoid it. But we're going to pick up this spell, which is very, very good to have. Here we go. This is what I'm scared of. Okay. Phew. Game decided it did not want to kill me there. Thank goodness. I'm not going to worry about getting my health back here yet. Just going to take this a little cautious and not damage boost to the blades there. And, ooh. Oh, Parn. Oh, Parn. Oh. Deedlit's not having a good day.
No uh-ohs. No uh-ohs allowed, Nori.
I'm sure he's fine. There's only a flesh wound, right?
It's fine.
Deedlit's not happy. She's like, I am not letting her get away with this. And will definitely now go on the hunt. Take this. This room scares me too. This one's very... Yeah. These worms are like the absolute worst. Excuse me, buddy. I'm sure there's an easier way for this room. I just haven't figured it out yet. As long as we don't die, that's really all that matters. But yeah, these monsters, they hurt a lot at this point. Again, like I was talking about, we weren't doing anything to kind of like boost our survivability at all. It's not that big a deal, though. If you know what you're doing, you know how to do it. Yeah, just get right on through there. And again, these frequent safety saves at least kind of help. Well, I say safety saves, they're kind of en route, but careful here. Switch our magic finally. There's gators. Ow. Okay, I'm gonna take another hit here, which is not good. Yeah, take another one, and this is a scary room that I'm about to go into. Yep, you were gonna do it. No! That's okay. That was my fault. The gator is what threw me off there. Unfortunate. Time loss is minimal, however, since we just saved.
Well, in light of that, I do have a couple of more donations that came in.
Okay, go for it.
All right, so we got a $20 donation from Rujasu55. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. But the comment says, loving the Deedlit run and excited for this marathon. Okay, wow. Tiltify is doing weird things. Sorry. For this marathon, donation goes to the janitor's assistant costume in control. And we also have a $100 donation from Fuso, yeah, that says, yay, marathon. Good luck, all.
Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, we made it through that mess the second try. Not having the best of luck with the gators today, which is a big problem. Like, this one survived as well. There we go. Phew. Take a quick safety save here. We got to build up our strength again. Because we have another boss. And it's another big Durgan. Everybody likes Durgans. Just gonna boop him in the snoot a little bit here. So Nars has one big particular weakness, and it's his backside. The way this boss is constructed is it's got all of its overlapping hitboxes within reach of the zebra. So if we can sneak in behind him, we just do massive amounts of damage. Poor dragon. All right. So again, we caught another one of those quick warp room peaks, so we could just teleport back to the other side of the stage. This will be kind of our quick way of getting out of here. Wow, I am having the worst trouble with these gators today. That one, he's just a little too high. It's fine. All right, so we finally are starting to catch up to Pirotess. Trying to figure out what she's up to here. But first things first. This hallway looks scary. It's not really that bad by comparison to the other one. But these guys would hurt a lot if I were to just sit there and take the hits. We don't want that to happen, obviously. Well, that was a weird positioning by you, good sir. Guitar and switch our magic back, please. Thank you. All right, on the screen transition, I popped that magic.
Thing looked like a piece of meat hanging from the ceiling.
It is.
FYI.
It's a big slab of beef. But we use that to actually power up whenever we need, you know, to get our levels back up on things.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Fine. Ooh, that was close. A little slower on the kill here, but we finally caught up with her. We've kind of taken her out, and now we're going to find out exactly what it is that she's been up to. The item that she pilfered from us earlier, plus the blood of Parn, has been given up as an offering. Wonder what she might be trying to do. Oh, so this is a really good time to hydrate. This is a long cutscene that you can't skip. So if you got any further announcements, RPGC, this would be an awesome time.
I probably do. Let's see. Well, just to remind y'all that we are supporting Take This again this year for Speedrun Ragnarok. And you can also support Take This and get some sweet Speedrun Ragnarok swag by ordering one of our official shirts. All you have to do is type !merch in the chat, and it will give you links to our bonfire page. There are shirts, and there's hoodies, and there's a mask. It's a pretty awesome list of swag this year.
Sounds amazing. I'm gonna have to check that out after my run.
It's nice because, you know, the t-shirts come in quite a few colors this year. I was pretty pleased with what I saw.
A variety.
Also, just to let you amazing folks know, again, thank you for your generosity so far. And we do have incentive type things coming up pretty soon, because the control run is going to be later on this afternoon. And we still have a bid war going on for that costume choice. At the moment, Janitor's Assistant is in the lead with $20, but you can still choose between that Astral Dive suit, the Asynchronous suit, the Golden suit, and the Tactical Response suit. If the Janitor's Assistant is what you want, though, hey, just shore that one up. It's all good.
Excellent. All right, so yeah, Ashram is back, apparently. Anyone familiar with the anime knows that that's not a good thing. But we just had a little dream sequence there. Deedlit spends more time sleeping than Cinderella in this run, I swear. But this is where the run gets really fun, because we are now going to be looking to do some like sequence breaking. We should be like worried about another boss in this particular stage. And after that boss is a piece of movement tech that the game is wanting you to get, but we don't really want to get it because it takes a long time to do that. So instead, oh, I missed that. Here we go. Second try. I'll take that any day. Second try, no problem. So what we're doing now at this particular point is sequence breaking the game. Now, instead of like having to go through and fight the boss here and get that super jump ability that we're supposed to have, now I'm gonna go ahead and get this wind power up, or the Sylph power up, and then we basically skip 3/4 of the entire stage. So now I'm just gonna make my way over to the boss here, very cautiously, I might add. Nice. And this is the boss that scares me the most. Hopefully I don't botch this. If I make one mental mistake, I'm probably dead. But it's Ashram. We don't want him around longer than he needs to be, right? Okay, that was rude of you. And I goofed. He could have punished me way more. He really could have punished me there. I might still die here. Yeah, I'm dead. I goofed up. All right, that's a fine. I didn't like that setup anyway, and that was really terrible of me to do, but it's okay. The time loss isn't that big, other than the fact that it was just, you know, shoot, I didn't change my magic. It's okay. We're fine. Try that again. There we go. Now I got you doing the movement that you're supposed to do. Oh no, I goofed. I didn't mean to change my aspect there. If I hadn't, we'd have had him dead in the corner. Just exactly where you want him to be dead. I am so bad at dodging that. If he's not dead by then, I get a little lost. Apologies. This is the kind of cycles that can happen very quickly with this game. This time, everything's set. Just don't make the mental error. Okay. Ashram, please. This is going a lot better.
You got this, Nori. I know you do.
Yeah, that's a lot better. He's not dead yet, but dang. I feel really bad that I died twice to this. This fight really isn't that bad, but if you make one error, and it only takes the one, it spirals out of control very quickly, because you're like out of position to what your muscle memory wants to do. I have enough to do too. Let's go. He's done. Goodbye, Ashram. Okay. Phew. All right. The true boss of the game dead, right? It's not over yet, obviously. Time. We got more going on here, but we beat the really time killer phase. And now that we have kind of ruined her plans and dreams of resurrecting her love, Pirotess is now going to leave us alone, finally. Most likely. Probably. Now Parn's talking to us and he's like, I'm going to lead the way. You need to follow me. We got some very important things to do. Which I'm like, you know, that's cool and all, but you spent most of the time running away from me, so I'm just going to hit that switch and go back the other way. Like, yeah, we don't really need to follow him. It's okay. Oh, goodness. There we go. We have a long kind of trek to do to get to the final stage here, but we're almost done with this run. Just one wonderfully fun area. Sans a movement tech that the game fully expects me to have to be able to navigate it. Shouldn't be a problem. Also, these gnomes are scary. You notice those rocks that were being thrown at me? Don't go down there. Thank you. Whew. Almost lost myself some time there. Let's go. All right. Final stage. This is it. The culmination of everything. It's also very scary. There's just a lot of things going on in this particular part. Oh, yeah. I didn't talk about the Pico Hammer I picked up. The Crimson Mallet. It's called the Pico Hammer. I'm going to reset this guy because he went the wrong way. It's good for bouncing off dragons' heads.
Go Pico Hammer.
Yeah, who knew that dragons were so springy? So this is how we work around the lack of the jumping technique that we're supposed to have. We're going to be using a lot of things as springboards.
I mean, I feel a little bit bad that it's a dragon's head, but...
No, it happens. It's okay. It's not doing any real damage to it. Just kind of... just bouncing off of him. Okay, this is where things get a little scary here. Made it. I don't need this dragon coming up here thinking he's going to chase me down. Which he didn't, thank goodness. Oh, he kind of did. He tried. That dragon can really heck up my day, and I'm glad he decided not to do that. All right, so we got our switch here. That's basically what we needed on this side. Now we just got to make it on the other side here. Squeaky hammer. I guess.
Well, while you're doing things, can I read a quick donation?
Feel free. I'm just going to be killing some basilisks while I get through this hallway.
Alrighty then, we have a $10 donation from Firebird Lover that says, take this donation to take this, and hopefully this will help take this marathon to a new RPG Valkyries Take This record. And to all you naysayers, we will say take this as we celebrate a Take This marathon record with the wonderful charity Take This.
Well, take that, I guess.
Thank you, Firebird Lover.
Okay, this is a little scary. What are you doing, boys? There we go. Thank you. Just want to get by. Those guys can really make my day not happy as well, and I'm glad that they chose not to. Okay, we're fine. I had to make sure I was on the right magic. All right. RPGC, how do you feel about boss rushes? Now, unfortunately, the game is going to tell me I have to have one. So here's a boss rush. Everybody that we dealt with. Yep, it happens. So we have to deal with every boss, everything again, all in one go. No big deal, right? No big deal. We're overpowered now. These frame drops are killing me, but it's okay. No hard platforming needs to be done here. It should be less of an impact. Okay. All right. So yeah, we just got to power our way through all of the bosses that we fought in the early part, but it's pretty much second verse, same as the first, only we've got like a few additional upgrades. Obviously, we're doing more damage. We've got the additional spells that can kind of help us plow through these HP pools. Really not that big of a deal. So it's just the only thing that really is terrible about this is that if you make a terrible error like I tend to do on Astrum, you have to start the whole thing over again. So let's hope and pray that this time I don't goof up Astrum like I did in the first place, because that would be very sad.
I mean, Ashram is husbando, so he must be difficult to fight.
Yeah, he's probably, I would rank him as probably the most difficult fight. You are going to see a boss here that we haven't seen in the run, obviously, because we skipped that boss in the last stage. My timing for this boss isn't always there when I need it to be. Please, there we go. This should be Nars, right? No, it's you.
Chat's asked if we can skip bosses again.
Oh, I would love to for this point. I'll tell you. Nars. Hi, Nars. Boop him on the snoot. Oh, it's always the same. Like I said, second verse, same as the first. Same weaknesses. All right, Puro test one last time. Oh, that was my fault. All right, here we go. This is the boss you guys haven't seen yet. Beld.
Unseen bosses.
Unseen bosses, Beld. This guy actually is a pain. It took me a long time to get at least even halfway competent with dealing with this guy. He's definitely a boss. I'm going to take this a little bit safer than I normally would. Just for the sake. You do not want to get command grabbed by him there, by the way. That would be very bad. I was thinking that's what you were doing. It's a little slow as fights go, but there we go. And now it just leaves Ashram. And let's hope and pray that I don't make a mistake here. Good. Good. All right, cool. This should be fine. I had to focus on that one just long enough.
Nice.
Oops. I'm gonna lose
I know
that.
it's been a long time since I saw the anime, but I don't remember this.
Imperfect Ashram? Yeah, fair. I think this is more of a side effect of the resurrection that Pirotest did more than anything else. It's probably explained in the book. There's sure there's a full story that I have yet to read, obviously, as to exactly what's going on there. But all right, we made it past the boss rush. Yay, we're free. Now we just have to worry about all this platforming that would be much easier if I actually had the proper skills to do it, but no big deal. We have ways. And after like 2 or 3 runs in a given day, my hands get so tired doing this that some of these particular jumps late game just become like nigh impossible to pull off. So I'm glad that, you know, we're kind of fresh. We're fresh. We shouldn't be struggling too much, especially on the last one. But now we're just getting some final words of advice and encouragement from our pals and companions whom really haven't interacted with much throughout the entire adventure. Especially that guy. Never seen him before.
I don't even remember his name from the.
I can't either.
Most of their names from the anime.
Because he acts as a shop in this game, and obviously there's a cutscene like when you first run into him, so you just really generally avoid him. So I can't remember his name either. Like I know Atto and Woodchuck and oh gosh, now I can't remember the mage.
Wasn't it like Slade or
Slade,
something?
that's it. Yes, thank you, Slain. I just need to.
I said Slade. I have Shining Force on the brain.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right.
It was close enough.
This is a scary fight. I'm gonna try to get through this. I would like to do it damageless if I can, because you get a special reward for that, which is a really good thing. But if I don't get it damageless, it'll be fine. but I tend to goof it up right about the time Woodchuck shows up.
Well, chat says Gim is the dwarf.
Okay. Well, there you go. And I hecked it as usual. This is the power of the dark bow, by the way. Oh, I got bodied there. It's fine. We're going to be okay. I might have to do that again. If I'm really bad here, we might have to do that again. We'll see. I have 5 HP. 5 HP. That's 4.
It's fine?
Yeah, it's 4 more than I need, right?
Sure.
I'll just switch to this temporarily, just to get a little extra safety. Oh, don't worry, please. I'm gonna drain this guy's magic. I'm gonna take this really cautiously now. Just use a lot of this regeneration to my advantage.
Well, chat's saying that 5 HP is more than you need. So
it is more than I need.
You're fine.
Okay, well, I'm glad chat has faith. Mark.
Chat has the ultimate of confidence.
Ooh, that was too soon. Fine. Oh, we're gonna get a second phase of this, aren't we? We are. I should not see this twice. That's okay. Like I said, we're taking it safe.
Yes, chat is giving you all of their believe in you messages, Nori.
Aw, thank you, chat. Almost got him. There we go. Woo. Flashing light warning for anyone sensitive to flashing white light. Please look away now. I will call out when you're safe. And we're not quite done yet, but we're almost there. Yes, that eye burning away is what my retinas feel like right now. Also, you are now clear for the flash warning. Much appreciated. Hope everyone remains safe.
Well, thank you for giving us the warning.
Yeah, it's a very brutal flash, even for mine. I don't have sensitivity to it, but I do have like very light sensitive eyes, and it's painful even for me sometimes. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, we've done it. Parn is now wishing us goodbye. We're the ones leaving, and ultimately, we kind of find out that a lot of this was kind of a, I guess, a dream? Question mark. But the fun part is that we could potentially soft lock right at the end of the game. It's
Seriously?
It can actually happen, but I don't think it matters for like speedrun timing. I think it's fine. Because there's not an in-game timer that we have to worry about from a timing perspective. But yeah, you can actually soft lock right at the very end on the final split. Because we're going to be doing the usual backdash. You'll notice we're back to like level 1. We don't have any of the skills or anything that we picked up throughout the entire thing. So we just kind of woke up, and now we're just kind of back into our wonderful place. And obviously, because there's things to still do, but we will have time coming up very, very shortly here on this next screen. And
Deedlit has some really terrible dreams.
Time. All right, I decided not to backdash into that. If you backdash into that, you have like a 50-50 chance on whether you soft lock or not. It's a thing. It is. I don't know why, but it happens. Just like the first boss, the Abram boss, if you kill him in the wrong way and his head is pointed up, he actually shoots the item so hard, it gets stuck in the ceiling and you can't pick it up. And that's a soft lock as well. Happens to me a lot. It's funny, but it is what it is. Any rate, that's been Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth. I hope you guys enjoy it. I highly recommend you play this game. It's actually really good casually. The speed run is fun, but it's hard. So just kind of keep that in mind, especially if you want to go top times. I'm okay with being a very moderate level speedrunner. I got my first sub 50 last night in practice, which was great. I think I'm going to keep going a little bit, but I'm going to call it at about a mid 40, I think is about where I'll be happy. Like 45-ish. Be good, but that's it for me.
Now Nori can breathe the biggest sigh of relief.
Oh yeah, this is the hard run out of the way. Everything else is easy from here. All right, chat, it's been a pleasure, and I don't want to keep things going too long. I know we're a little bit ahead of my estimate, but not terribly. We did have some bad things happen, but at least we didn't blow it out of the water. So I want to thank the Valkyries for having me on. Looking forward to doing some more with you guys in a bit later. And I'll be watching the marathon throughout the week, so everyone enjoy, and definitely, if you can, help support the cause. Totally worth it.
Thank you, Nori.
Thank you.